Today's first reading, we hear some of the aftermath of the big battle that we read about yesterday of David's victory over Goliath, and what happened after Israel was victorious in the battle against the Philistines. We hear about the music and the dancing and the tambourines and the celebrating and everything that goes along with that kind of a victory. We hear how people were congratulating King Saul upon this victory. But then when David shows up, roars of praise and glory is given to him, that the king doesn't seem to like that. Saul's upset. Saul is jealous. This small seed of jealousy begins to grow, and sin creeps into King Saul's heart. His pride gets the better of him because he feels slighted that the people are giving more praise to David than to him. Even though Saul knows the truth of what happened, that thanks to David slaying Goliath, the Israelites won that battle. Saul's envy gets the better of him and now drives a wedge in his heart in his friendship with David. What should be a time of friendship, mutual celebrations, and joy, where there's enough credit and accolades to go around, this leads to an insecurity, a jealousy amongst the king. And it moves the king to such anger to the point of even planning to kill our hero, David. Do you see what sin can do? The smallest little bit of jealousy can lead to the destruction of more than someone's heart. It moves from celebration to death between friends. You and I know that this temptation of pride and jealousy, even envy, we know it well. It's so easy to be tempted in these ways. Whenever we have worked in a team, played on a team, a sports team, or where one person has received more credit for success or the victory than others, we too can feel slighted, the way that the King Saul did. We too feel an injustice of it all. It's easy to feel some jealousy towards a teammate or a friend, say who scored the winning goal in the playoff game, and we feel unappreciated for all the hard work that we did throughout the season. It's easy to be jealous of a work colleague who gets a promotion or a raise for a project that we were part of and played an integral role. How often is there animosity between siblings? One child is rewarded or praised or given more attention than the other. Almost immediately, the one that feels slighted falls into this same jealousy and will begin a fight with the other sibling, or will call out to the parents, "I want one too," or "What about me?" It's so easy to fall into this jealousy. My friends, we must fight this temptation to fall into jealousy among brothers and sisters in this world. Life is unjust because we live in a broken world. It's only when the just judge returns again and our time on this earth is over when we will fully experience true justice and the equality that we seek and deserve. Until then, if we let even the slightest bit of sin through jealousy grow in our hearts, if we begin to let jealousy mature, it leads to hate and eventually to death. It will consume us. It will consume our hearts. It will consume our actions. It will consume our thoughts. This ultimately leads to a death of one form or another. For us, that death would be the death of our joy, the death of our hope, the death of our love towards the other person, and maybe towards all people. Or the death of that other person's reputation in the eyes of other people, when we begin to speak ill of them, to be critical of them, to judge them, to gossip against them, we then kill their reputation and character in the eyes of others. Like with King Saul, his jealousy matured to the actual desire to plan for David's death, to kill him. So too does our jealousy lead to this kind of a death, either of another person through gossip and their character, their reputation, or within our own hearts, our own thoughts. It kills our joy. It kills our happiness. because we get fixated on the injustice of it all. So today I speak to you the same way that Jonathan did speak to King Saul, who intervened before it was too late. Never let jealousy fester in your hearts. Never let it grow or mature towards another person. Forgive whatever injustice that there was, any inequality that had happened that may lead to such anger, such jealousy in your hearts. Lest it will consume you. It will consume you completely in terms of your thoughts, your energy, your joy, your happiness, and your love of other people. So together, let us celebrate with singing and dancing, with tambourines, with joy in our hearts together at the victory that Christ has won for us and for all eternity. For all glory is His.